Hi everyone, this is Jared, AC7WH, Backyard Ham Radio. I've been having some fantastic success with my vertical helical antenna. Check out the last video that I've posted and enjoy learning about something super simple that works really well. So not only did I reach New Zealand, like I mentioned in my previous video, but I also was able to have a QSO contact in Brazil. So New Zealand and Brazil, thousands of miles away. And it is one of the least expensive, most simple antennas that I have ever used. So that makes it really nice. Just to give you a quick summary, it's just a 2x4 with a quarter wave vertical that is wrapped around in a helix on it, and then two counterpoise wires, and it's mounted when I set it up. It's portable, but when I mount it or set it up, it's just out on my deck. The base of it would be about a meter or so above the ground, so it's not on the ground, but it's not really up high either for the base, but of course the top of it is significantly higher from the ground. But even the counterpoise wires, they do not touch the ground, so that gives me greater efficiency. Now, because there are so many different things around the antenna, like I've mentioned in many of my other videos, there are a number of metal objects that are well within a wavelength of that antenna, so who knows what my actual radiation pattern is for the radio waves. I suspect that it is somewhere along the lines of a 360-degree kind of omnidirectional antenna with some radiation pattern going almost vertical, so the near vertical incidence signal to a point, but a significant portion is going out into the ionosphere, to the F layer, for example, F1, F2, and so forth. And that's how I'm able to get such a great distance with multiple skips and be able to reach thousands of miles away, like New Zealand, like Brazil. So why do I think this antenna, besides those things, is so cool? Well, one, unlike a Yagi antenna, I don't have to try to rotate it if somebody's coming off the side of the antenna. I just use it. It's going to get whoever I need to reach. Not only that, but I participated in a little bit of a net on the 17-meter band, and with that, I was able to speak with the contact in New Zealand as well as one or two that were in the United States, and I didn't have to worry about, okay, for this one they can barely hear me, but these they can hear me stronger, or vice versa. Everybody's getting more or less an equal signal as far as the direction is concerned. So yes, I definitely appreciate the advantages of a Yagi or other directional antenna, especially one with a rotator. There are times when I wish that I had that just to break through those pileups, like when I'm trying to reach South Africa, which I'm still really trying to do. I've just about made it, but we'll see what happens. Anyhow, besides that, I just want to encourage everybody, don't let antenna complexity or cost deter you from getting on the air, whether it's because of HOAs, whether it's because of how difficult it is to set up, or other things like towers and so forth. Don't let that stop you, because I will admit I let that stop or at least greatly hinder my ham radio progress for many years, about 2 decades really. I thought, you know what, it's too much money, it's not worth it for what I'm going to get in return. I want to be able to reach all over the world and talk to people I wouldn't be able to talk to online or with a cell phone. And it just seemed like that wasn't happening. I thought, you know what? Cell phone technology has taken over, and I don't want to spend hours and hundreds or thousands of dollars on equipment just to be able to do something that's not as good or as fun as just talking to somebody online or on the phone or video call or something like that. And then in the past few years, I started seeing, hey, I can reach all over the world. I can speak with people in unique places. And I don't need to spend a whole lot of money to do so. Are there advantages, like I mentioned earlier? Of course. But it's amazing how much you can do with something simple. Now, I will say I do have a pretty heavy investment in my amplifier. Amplifiers have been my big investment piece. But I purposely try not to spend a lot on the transceiver itself. I try to get something that's really good, but not a high price point. So the Yaesu FTDX10, it's really nice, but it's certainly not the highest end Yaesu you can get, or the highest end really from any manufacturer. It's just solid and it works well. I've been really pleased with the receiving capability and the transmitting capability working along with my amplifier. It's been almost flawless in those ways. Can anything be improved or perfected to a point? Of course it can, but really solid. And the antenna tuner, the HF Auto by Palstar, sometimes I wish it was just a little bit smoother and quieter when it's operating, but it is a mechanical, electrical, electronic device. I guess you could say electromechanical. And so there are going to be some noises with it, and you do have to keep it greased up, like I had mentioned in another video or two. So just some things to be aware of. The cost is not super low, but hopefully I will never need to buy another tuner. I will never need to buy another amplifier. So those can be used for decades, hopefully, with good maintenance. And I did originally have my ICOM IC7300. Again, not a super expensive radio, obviously, but it served me well for the time. And I am now glad that I have that to let my dad and brother use, and then I can use it as a backup. And then also I have my Yaesu radio. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, if you want to get something that works really well, sometimes there can be a good significant investment, but many times, like with a homebrew antenna, it's just dollars, not hundreds of dollars, just dollars, and you can really make some excellent progress and have advantages in many ways. Well, that's it for today, and I'm looking forward to making more videos in the future. Thank you so much to all of my subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, if you want to, do it. If you don't want to, don't subscribe. But I hope you all enjoy this and that you learned something new and it inspires you to try something even better. Thanks so much. This is Jared, AC7WH, Backyard Ham Radio 73.